Hello, everyone. Happy 2023. I'm recording this just shortly after the new year. I wanted to give you guys a snapshot of all the wonderful things that are to come this year. This year we're definitely going to be feeling things lighten up, speed up, and move forward. And it's interesting because, astrology really can predict things like the lockdown of COVID. If we look back at the astrology of those times, it kind of showed us where we're going through a period of immense contraction, death, and rebirth. And the astrology for this year is really lovely. It's interesting. It's challenging. There's a word that is coming to mind. The word is spelled W-Y-R-D, pronounced weird. I'll get to why that's relevant for 2023 in a second. But I want to just point out some of the major shifts that are happening during this year. And so 2023 is a really powerful year. We have Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and the lunar nodes all changing sign in 2023. When we compare that to 2022, only Jupiter changed signs. And when these planets, they don't change signs that often, especially the outer planets like Pluto. When they're changing signs, we're going to feel a lot of changes and a lot of shifts in our energy. And I wanted to just kind of talk about what we might expect energetically with those major shifts. So Saturn is the first one. Saturn is the planet of structure. Saturn is the planet of karma, responsibility, authority. Saturn's going to move into the sign of Pisces on March 7th. And this is going to set an energetic, strike a chord until May 2025. So we're going to be feeling this, this energetic shift. And so it's going to change the way that we view our foundations. And while we likely are still going to feel a lot of things shaking and quaking and shaking out and seemingly collapsing, it's Saturn moving into Pisces is going to help us take things to a higher level of consciousness, to take our structures and our world into, Piscean energy is it's very spiritual. It's very much in tune with the energetic surroundings. And it's going to be something that's very positive for humanity as a whole and for our planet as a whole, to have Saturn move into Pisces. That being said, there might be some challenges. And this is where the word W-Y-R-D, pronounced weird, comes in. So I want to touch on this word briefly, and then I'll keep going. There's a book written by Matthew McCarran is his name, and he talks about the history of the word weird. W-Y-R-D is actually based in Germanic and Norse and Anglo-Saxon tribes of Europe. It's a pre-Christian word. And the word W-Y-R-D, weird, has a very different connotation than what we think of as weird. And I think that this word weird, spelled W-Y-R-D, is very much relevant to what's going on this year. So to those of us who are stuck in society, the structures, if we're very much in a linear box and we're very much living in a fear-based separatist world, then things that have the connotation weird are scary. They're shameful. They don't quite fit in. They're not normal. And we can all think of that maybe more junior high context of calling something weird in a condescending tone. But for those who maybe look at the world as a ever expanding, super heterogeneous, not needing to be controlled, not controllable, the word weird is magical. And to these tribes, they didn't see the word weird as bad at all. It really meant that something unexplainable was afoot, something numinous and magical and all-encompassing. And so to speak about Saturn entering Pisces, this is the type of structures, the structure shaking that might be painful if we're too attached to the way things are. might be a little bit challenging when Saturn moves into Pisces. But this word weird, if we can embrace our own uniqueness, if we can embrace those parts of ourselves that are maybe a little hidden, that we're still worried about whether or not so-and-so is going to say such and such about our interest or our understanding in something. So this is really going to be supporting us in embracing those parts of ourselves that have always been present, but maybe not at the forefront. We're going to be able to start to weave the parts of our intuitive selves, our spiritual selves, our soul's journey selves, our magical selves. It's all going to be up for planting and seeding and weaving in the tapestry of this year. And this brings us to another event in March. So March 7th was Saturn entering Pisces. March 23rd, Pluto leaves the sign of Capricorn and heads into Aquarius. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for 20 years. We're going to get a flash of what's going to happen. And Pluto's going to go back into Cap for a little bit and then it really permanently stay in Aquarius. But this year, so we're moving out of traditional Capricornian structure, and Pluto in Cap was shaking the structures, planet of death and rebirth in that sense. Pluto's going to move into revolutionary Aquarius, the future age that we're headed into. And I think we're really going to feel the rebirth part. And Aquarius rules technology, space travel, aspirations, communal gatherings. It's really going to help us step into this sense that this idea of oneness. And this is going to get, again, this word weird. If we can really get over ourselves and be willing to be who we really are, speak what we really want to say, dream what we really want to dream, Pluto in Aquarius is going to be so powerful for us. So this is just the beginning of a 20-year journey, but 2023, this is why this energy is going to be so magical this year. We have a little bit of an eclipse season. I'm going to hop over in this video, but we have eclipse season at the first half of the year that I'll do some podcasts on. But the other thing that I want to talk about in this video is Jupiter. On May 16th, Jupiter's entering the sign of Taurus. So Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of luck, this is going to be really good for those of us who have been feeling a little bit the shaking of the structures. This is going to really help us find when we're true to ourselves, when we embrace that part of us that is weird, that is unconventional to the way the world was 10 years ago. But the part of us that's really uniquely ourselves, if we can embrace that WYRD part of ourselves, Jupiter in Taurus is going to bring lots of luck to our finances, to our ability to manifest things that we want to create into this world. And bringing the planet of luck and expansion into a very earth, mother nature based sign is also going to help us connect to Gaia as a source of our prosperity and realize that part of a source of our prosperity is truly healing our planet. So that's a real quick snapshot at the start of 2023. And I hope that you find it exciting, because this is a really exciting time to be alive. And I hope that you consider those parts of yourself that might be a little hidden, that might be ready to come out, the WYRD parts of ourselves. And I want to give a brief shout to, I'm going to be teaching a class starting end of January, early February on Alchemy and Egyptian Magic. And it's really kind of based on that theme of supporting, creating a community where we can have support to embrace those parts of ourselves that are ready to be seen, are ready to be birthed into the world, and might not be mainstream, but are definitely resonating as a part of our soul's truth. So there'll be a video in the YouTube channel next about that course. But thank you for being with me on this journey. Bright blessings, tons of love to you in 2023.